Are you ready to take your health and wellness to the next level? Join the 908 Athletics Nutrition Challenge starting January 15th. For just $99, receive expert guidance, support, and accountability from certified nutrition coaches. Get 2 free body fat percentage measurements, personalized macros, and access to a private community. Don't wait, spots are limited. Sign up now through their Instagram bio or email Christina at 908athletics.com. Welcome back to another episode of That Westfield Podcast. Happy New Year once again, everybody. This is Amanda Vargas, and today I am here with Carmen Chicola of Brassy Buddha. What's up?
Hello. Happy
so
New
nice
Year.
To have you here. Thank you.
So good to see you.
Can you believe it's 2024?
No, I can't. It seems like just last year.
Yeah, right.
That I bought the studio, but it's been 2 years now.
2 years.
2 years. We just celebrated, yes.
It's so weird. It's like the first 2 years feels like it goes by so slowly, but also very quickly at the same time. Do you get that?
I think the first year went by extremely slow. I was learning everything. Every time I made a mistake, I would say thank you,
right?
Because it gave me the opportunity to correct it. I'm sure I'll still be making those mistakes.
Always.
But the studio's doing really well. Really happy to get the season started.
Awesome. So like you said, it's been 2 years since you took over. The business has been in Westfield for how long?
The business has been in Westfield for like 8 years.
It was that
yes.
long, close, and that
yes.
it was on South Ave before,
It was
right?
on South Avenue, and then Brandy moved it over to Quimby Street, right in the middle of downtown Westfield, that's a great location, right behind Ono Bowls. We love being there. I get a juice shot almost every day. She has a new one called The Cure, so yes, it's powerful. Have you not had it?
No, I always see it on the counter, and I haven't snagged it yet because it looks very gingery.
It is very gingery, and it has garlic, so it's pretty powerful.
That's
yes,
healing.
You have to be in the mood and you sip it. But I attribute it to being healthy, truly.
I love it. I mean, that's the best combo ever. I love that you guys decided to work together, and that it's such a big space and a beautiful space. I love being in there. It's so calm and just very liberating back there. And you guys are hot yoga, right?
Yes. So when you go in the back, we have the panels in the ceiling, infrared heat, which is just so healthy. It's really good for your circulation, great for the joints and muscle recovery. So all our classes are heated except for one.
Ooh, so you
Friday happy hour.
I bet people also enjoy that too, right? Sometimes if they're newer to it and they're a little nervous about what that might feel like, they can at least go test the waters a little bit.
Exactly.
Cool.
And there's not any forced air. So even though it's not heated, it's still warm, which is truly is better for your muscles.
Right, totally.
To do that.
You sweat more and get all your toxins out.
Mm-hmm. Your
That's
skin
really cool.
is your biggest organ.
Totally. Yeah, people don't know that. You gotta sweat.
That's like the only thing I remember from science class.
Same.
not really, but yes, I do remember that the skin is your largest organ. So I attribute that also to being healthy.
I love it. I love it. So how did you end up in Westfield? You were telling me you were not from this area whatsoever. Why don't you tell everybody where you grew up and how you made your way here?
Yeah, so I grew up in Oklahoma City. I lived there my entire life, went to college there in Norman, Oklahoma, and then moved to Dallas. So from Dallas, I had started teaching kindergarten, but then had a career in dance, moved to New York City at 1996, right?
Good year.
Yes, it was a great year.
I was 10.
Yes. Oh, you were? I was like 14. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, but met my husband there. So it was destiny, definitely, that called me here. Right. And when we decided to have a family, we came here to Westfield. I fell in love with it. And we got an apartment right there on East Broad Street and raised 3 kids in this town. Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah. And, the third one's not done.
Right.
He's almost done. Yes. Yeah.
Very nice. I heard your daughter's also a dancer too, so she followed in your footsteps.
She did. She definitely went past, but yes, she did.
Exciting.
She did. I just got back from seeing her perform the Nutcracker, so it was really full circle. Oh, I loved it.
That's so cool. I'm so proud of your kids doing something awesome. Yes. I love that.
Yes.
So what made you decide to actually want to be a business owner and get into this yoga game?
I also feel like that was destiny. Everything that has happened in our lives, my family life, led me to this space. It definitely did. It's really interesting when you see life begin to play out, and I did try to open a business elsewhere, and it didn't work out. But when doors closes, then we have a window that opens.
Totally.
Every time. You just have to wait. And patience is not one of my strongest points. But I am also learning. Everything's a process.
Well, that business will definitely show you that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What has been one of the best parts about owning Brassy Buddha?
I don't know, except that I just feel like the ability to give back to a community that gave so much to me and my family, and continues to, and also to bring awareness of different modalities for health, not just the physical body, because that is very important. We can't function. Actually, we can function without different parts of our body, but your mental state of mind is everything. It's everything. I've told my kids that. That is what will set you apart every single time.
Totally. Have you seen a big uptick in people needing more self-care routines since the pandemic? I know that's a yes, but what specifically have you seen?
It is. I feel like people need downtime. Our yin classes do really well. We have 3 on the schedule. They're always in the evening. The 6:30 on Sunday seems to do really well. As people prepare for their week, it's just a great way to relax. But also the heat helps with that.
Right.
And the darkness and the quiet, because we don't give ourselves that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the increase in circulation in your brain also helps to decrease anxiety, depression, fatigue, all of those things.
You should just open up the door so people could just go lay in the dark.
I couldn't get it very hot. I wouldn't be able to get anybody hot. But yes.
There was a place in the city for a while. I don't know if they still do it, but it was like a place where you could just nap. We get like 15 or 20 minute intervals of just sleeping.
I can't remember which magazine, but it was a big magazine, and the editor, she just about killed herself with working so hard and had a nervous breakdown. But then after that, when she came back, she required it from all of everybody that worked for her to take a nap during the day.
I love that.
So you can't discount that, right?
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, I think you being in the health and wellness space, it's like we, as people in that space, are always trying to help others kind of learn themselves and learn their bodies and be more aware of like their limitations and their breaking points when it comes to self-care and everything going on around this, because we all tend to just go. And I think it's something that people really overlook with yoga. They just think, oh, yoga, it's yoga, but they don't really realize the benefits that can come from it. And I'm one of those people. I think it's one of those things I'm always like, oh, I should go do it. And I know once I do it, I'll be like, how did I ever live without having this as a part of my routine, It's
true. I mean, I was always very driven, and I still am very driven and very anxious also. I still have those same traits, but what yoga has helped me with is that I have the ability to respond in such a different way, and to show up for myself, to show up for my clients, to show up for my family, in a different space, different headspace.
See, that's something that's so important, is just the responsibility for your own self, because if you don't find those things, whether it's yoga or something else, you could really kind of go off the deep end. And we have access to everything around here. That is the most beautiful gift that we have in this area. Is there's so many different things, and people can literally just drive into a downtown less than 10 minutes away from pretty much everyone in Westfield and have this space in order to have that, and to have someone like you guide them through it. So for someone who might be new to the idea of yoga, for example me, right, say Amanda or whoever else, what is it, what's the best way to kind of start with Brassy Buddha?
Well, I definitely would suggest to take that $39 1 week unlimited classes, so you kind of get the routine. That's
a good deal.
Yes, and you start to find out, okay, I can go on Tuesdays, I can go on Fridays. I really liked this teacher. I really liked this particular style, because we have different styles of classes. So for $39, you come as many times as you want. And then after that, when you have your routine established and you say, okay, I want to commit once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, I'll guide you to like the perfect package and give you 20% off. So that's,
oh, wow. That's pretty great.
I like that.
And so how many days a week are you guys open for classes?
7 days a week.
Oh, wow.
7 days a week. We have 3 to 4 classes a day.
That's awesome.
So, yes.
No excuses, right?
No excuses. No excuses. There's always an excuse. And rest is important, but so is showing up for yourself.
Right. Yeah, I have a friend who she's like huge into yoga, and her and I are going through Lyme treatment together. And she still made it a point to go, even if she couldn't do anything. She would still go and just lay on the mat and just be in the energy of the room and of the people to relax. Because even though she didn't feel well to actually do all of the class, just even being in that energy was like really, really healing for her. So I think sometimes when people aren't sure, it's just the habit of going and doing, sometimes that could be also really helpful.
Well, I think people discount community, right, and connection. We've gotten really used to being on our phones, to going on and having virtual classes, which is all, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. That's how we're doing this, is with technology. But I read a story about a tribe that was given the gift of washer machines in all the homes or huts or whatever they lived in, right? Because the women had to travel so far to wash the clothes. And they came back 6 months later and saw a huge rise in depression among the women. And it was that loss of connection, that traveling, the hardship of carrying the clothes and going all the way to this river, and even the dangers of alligators, I don't even know, tigers coming out, and attacking them. But they needed that connection, and they didn't have that anymore. So that's the other part of it is I can see why your friend would come, because it's a community, right? And when we need those bonds.
Totally. And everyone has heard of the blue zones, right? And they always say that the biggest part of what makes those communities so healthy is community and eating their meals together. And, some of them drink wine, and their diets didn't actually matter. It was the fact that they were coming together, eating together, and having that community aspect. And it's funny because we're in a small town, but with technology, we're all just on our phones all day. We're not super connected. So there's definitely a need for it, as much as it's easy to not or find time for it. If you were to take yourself and put yourself in that situation, I think people would feel so much of a benefit of it. They just don't really think about it. But that's why I love that you do so many community events. You're always hosting something or partnering with somebody else. So why don't you tell us a little bit about things you've done in the past and stuff you have coming up in 2024?
Well, the self-care social is my favorite. And I had never done anything like that before. The experience for the community, the experience for myself was just overwhelming, and I loved it. So we are doing another one in July. Okay. July 18th, 5 to 9 p.m. The whole street this time, though, is going to be closed off for wellness vendors, wellness businesses, and different services that will be done at a price, but a discounted price, because that's another thing is wellness is expensive, and it
can be.
Yes, and it shouldn't be. It should be available to everyone. Obviously, we want to support the businesses, but at the same time, when there's wealth, when there's health, there's wealth, right?
Yeah.
So I really truly believe in that. And so we're going to have that in July. Inside the studio, we're going to have different classes that may necessarily not be offered at different places around here. I've really tried to curate classes that will support health, but you can't just necessarily find easily. You might have to travel to New York or way upstate. So I've tried to bring that closer. And we're also going to have some guest speakers. Cool. So it's going to be a great event.
So what kind of vendors came to it last time? I know there was like massage and other healers of...
Yes, well, Krista Little from Citizen Mobile Massage, she curated all the vendors for me. Brassy Buddha was the host, but she really curated the vendors. There was chair massage, there was acupuncture, there was ear needling, Reiki, my goodness, facials. Yes.
Right.
So
Sounds
all kinds.
good.
Yes,
Right.
all
A little
kinds
bit
of
everything. That's the perfect
kinds of
place
stuff.
to like dip your toes in, right? For someone who's kind of getting to health and wellness a little bit, and you're not sure what's the right fit for you. You just show up to something like this, and everyone's always so willing to talk about stuff and share their experiences and teach and guide. And I think health and wellness can be really overwhelming for a lot of people. My wife and I talk about this all the time because there's so much junky information out there, and everyone's telling you to do 10 different things. But if you could just go be in an experience and feel the energy of it, your own body and mind will tell you what's right for you. It's just
Exactly.
experience it.
And you should always follow that.
Right, totally. Yeah,
You should.
Intuition, baby.
Exactly.
Very cool. So you also do some teacher training, which I think is really great. I personally have just watched some of the stuff you guys are putting out, and I think it was Charisse who put out a video talking about how it just helped deepen her practice and helped her even just get to whole other levels in her health journey and just in her life in general. So what is about teacher training that you do that's really special, and how can people sign up for it?
So yes, our teacher training starts in a couple of weeks. They can sign up, they can apply right on the website, brassybuddha.net. Our teacher training, so because of my ballet background and because of the two other teachers that that are helping me lead this training, Jenny Colarusso and Charisse Mazur, we offer a lot of modalities. Charisse brings in the nutrition piece, and she's got so many hours under her belt of training, as well as Yin. Jenny as well, so many hours of training. But Jenny also does past life meditations.
Wow.
So she knows a lot about the chakras and how to go inward and mindfulness. So the physical part of it is where I come in with the different modalities and knowing the body and knowing kind of how to move the body in a way that gives you the most mobility, a wide range of motion. So you have to warm it up properly, and obviously the heat will help, but you have to warm it up properly. So those are the main things that I think Brassy Buddha offers.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then what can somebody do after they finish their, well, actually first, how long does it take to complete teacher training? And then what can someone do when
So
they're
this
finished?
this training is only 200 hours. So, it's just a start. I mean, to become a yoga teacher, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of hours. But so this is just a beginning. When the training is complete, these 200 hours, it'll be in June. So it's a 6-month program. We do 1 weekend a month and 1 Friday a month.
Okay.
So it's, I think that adds up to like 135 hours. And then the rest of the time you're taking classes.
Right.
So that you get the experience
Wow.
of different teachers. But after that, you could you could teach, you should get experience if that's what you want to do.
Right.
Some people want to incorporate. I don't even think I wanted to teach, but I wanted to create a lifestyle for me. I wanted to create a lifestyle for my family that had those yogi beliefs, the mindfulness, because we're not promised quantity. We are, so we have to make our quality.
Right, I love
life.
that.
Yes.
That's so solid. So for people out there who are struggling with stress or anxiety, what is something in yoga that really makes a difference for people? Like, is it the mindfulness more so, teaching people how to be present? What can people take from it, and how do they apply it?
For me, it's that first, being able to be present, putting your phone down. When my youngest, went to kindergarten for the first time, all day, I took a book and one beach chair, and I went right to the beach. And I was there 3 hours, maybe. It felt like a week's vacation. And I put my phone away. I knew he was fine. I knew he was in good hands. And I just took that time.
Wow.
And like I said, it was only 3 hours, but it felt like a week. I felt like I'd been on vacation. So it's not quantity, but it's being present and it's being mindful. But the other thing that is very helpful, and I see this time after time from my students that have disabilities to even my youngest students, my kids' yoga, is the breathing.
Oh yeah.
Knowing how to breathe.
No one knows how to breathe anymore.
Knowing
right?
how to breathe will heal you. It will heal you from your trauma. It will heal you from any physical ailments, and it will help your mental health.
You want to show me how to do a good deep breath?
Deep breath?
Yeah, show me.
So take your hands.
Jake, we're going to do it. Ready?
All right. Okay. So take your hands and place them on your belly.
Okay.
So when you take an inhale, you should feel the belly expand like a balloon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to breathe in. And then I want you to hold it, pause, maybe for about 3 seconds. Let the lips part. Slowly release it. Feel that belly come back towards the spine. You do that 3-4 times. Takes like 5 seconds of your day.
It's literally
You
even just doing it
always
once.
have time for that.
You just feel like a little decompression, then a little bit
Shoulders
more, then a little bit more, right? Yeah, because
Yes.
we're all like this all the time.
All the time. Me too.
You don't even realize it. That's the crazy thing. And I'm sure when you see people come in for the first time, you must see just people walking in like this, and then over time their whole demeanor changes, right? Like class after class after class.
Yes, and the more you come, I mean, that's one of my favorite things is just opening the door, taking one step in. I can already, I'm here. Because we get trained. We get trained with the dim lights, with the smell of the incense, the soft music, the candle lights. Already you're like, okay, I'm ready for this. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. People, I think it's really easy for them to ignore the mind-body connection. And somebody actually messaged me this morning who was super worried about test results from a doctor, and she's like, it hurts near my liver and all these things. And I was like, just take a deep breath, same exact thing, you just told me. And she's like, I always keep thinking worst case scenario. And I was like, how about this? How about you think about the best case scenario when you get the test results? What's the best thing that can happen? That the doctor says, your test results are great, everything's totally fine. And then you feel that sense of relief in your body because it's in your mind, right? You kind of just connect them.
Right here.
And she goes, wow, I literally feel completely different. I was like, okay, now put it in your phone for the next, I said for 12, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., and you're going to do the same exact thing and tell me how you feel tomorrow morning. So we'll see what she says.
That's excellent.
It's sometimes it's just reminding yourself that your body is not in control, right? It's your mind is in control. And if you can get this to slow down, everything else in your body will follow
It's
suit.
the most important thing. And it's the hardest thing, too. It's the hardest thing to control, the mind, right? It
can be.
a mind of its own,
I know, right?
needless
Oh,
to
my
say. But whatever you feed will grow, right? Like that stray cat. It's true, right? You feed the cat, it keeps coming back.
Right.
And it keeps coming back a little more demanding. Mm-hmm. You're late with my food.
Right.
So the thoughts, the more you feed them, the stronger they become.
Right.
So you can't really help what pops into your head, but you can control what you pay attention to.
Totally. Right. And just learning how to shift is the greatest thing ever. And this is something, what I think is great about yoga is it teaches a person how to fish, right? It's not just there to fix you and then you walk out the door. It's teaching you the practice of how to live your life on a daily basis.
I love that. It teaches, yes, it does.
So wise.
And it's a practice, though. It took me years, and maybe because of my dance background, because you work on a skill and then you master it, right? And practice makes perfect. But that's not life, right? You practice, and then you have to practice again. It's more like making your bed.
Right.
And I have to tell this to my husband often. You have to make the bed every day, even though you're going to get back into it. You have to. It's a practice every day. Gratitude is a practice. Right. That's okay. Gratitude is a practice, and so is self-care.
Yeah.
Self-love.
We just forget about it all the time. Like we just find every excuse not to put ourselves first, to do everything else, because we think that if we do that thing, then we'll be able to check something off the list and it'll undo the anxiety that we have about getting the thing done. But sometimes, just learning how to be present, how to ground, like just sitting in the grass, like just standing outside in the sun, getting some light on your face. The most simple things can make such a big difference.
I think we weren't really taught that. I don't know, like
it's America.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I do remember being a child and being bored and sitting outside in the grass because I had nothing else to do.
In Oklahoma, yeah.
no phone, So I think that little did I know how healthy that was, right? But now I think that when we take that time, we feel unproductive.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, shameful, guilty.
Exactly. Exactly. My husband, I attribute this to him, gave my kids permission to take mental health days from school.
Wow.
And at first I was mortified. What? You can't do that? they're going to want to do it every week.
Right.
And no, they didn't.
That's beautiful.
And when my girls became teenagers, then I realized what a gift that was.
Wow.
That he gave them that permission to look and say, you know what, I need a mental health day.
Oh, that's so good.
And I still haven't learned it. I'm trying. But I think that's important. And it's the same kind of thing that you're talking about. Go outside, sit on a chair, look up, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then you'll be more productive the rest of your day.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, there's so many studies that say, even work for half an hour, take a 5-minute break, or 40 minutes and 10 minutes. And especially for entrepreneurs, right? Like, it's something that we avoid constantly is we just keep grinding away, right? Work until you burn out. And then all of a sudden you're in a position where you would like pretty much just be so happy to have that peace of mind again. And it's something we tell people all the time who are entrepreneurs is like, find something that gives you that peace throughout, because you don't want to burn out and then get to a place where you're trying to recover for months and months and months. So do you see a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners in the yoga world?
Not enough.
Not enough? Uh-oh. She's giving me a look, guys.
You better come in here.
I might have to start a trend here. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
I know I need to come in.
Even the healers, like I am lucky enough to be able to hire the healers to come in and offer it to my clients. Citizen Mobile Massage does massages on Wednesdays.
Yeah, she's so great.
I did that on purpose because I wasn't taking the time for myself, and my body needs it to go and get massages. The sound healers that come and play the bowls. So whenever I hire them, I try to stay and take the class because I'm very lucky, right? So it's like coming right to my house, basically.
Cool.
So.
All right, so how can everybody find you again? You said BrassyBuddha.net.
BrassyBuddha.net.
Okay, and there
you'll see all the classes,
schedules.
The class schedule, the classes, the pricing plans, my email, my phone number is on there.
All right.
And all the events that we have.
Cool. So first and foremost, just to remind everybody, $39, unlimited first week. That is a friggin' steal. Get after it. Get after it. Even if maybe... So that's for first time people too, right?
Yes, it's for new clients. So one class is $25. Cool. So for a whole week, for $39, you can come as
Jake,
many times as you want.
We gotta go do some yoga. And then 2, you have teacher training. So today is January 4th. So that starts January 12th, right? So if you're seeing this, guys, you got to go email her right now. If she even has any spots left.
I do.
Let her know.
Not very many. I do have a very small group.
Okay.
I keep it that way on purpose.
That's nice.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Nice individual attention, and make sure you're getting everything out of it. Very
Absolutely.
Cool. Awesome.
Absolutely.
And because you're such a gem, we're giving away 5 of those unlimited 1 weeks here. So what we're going to do is have you guys tag 2 friends below in the comments, and then you're going to follow Brassy Buddha on Instagram, and then we're going to pick 5 winners, and I think next week.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be good. So
I know.
Do it,
so
guys.
Excited.
Do it, because this is awesome. It's a free, honestly, it's still a good price even if you don't win. So if you don't win, go sign up anyway, and bring a friend and bring another friend and then another friend, and let's pack some
that's
classes.
How we play.
It's going to be good.
That's how we play.
How many people can you fit in a class total?
22.
All right. Okay. We're gonna fill a class. Jake, 22. We're gonna get some friends. I don't have any friends. You're my only friend, Jake. You gotta bring some friends.
I'll be your friend.
Okay, yay! Awesome. All right, so we got the website up there. We got your Instagram. Thank you so much. You are a delight. I'm so glad that we're friends now.
You're amazing. You're my upstairs neighbor. I love it. I love that we get to see each other more often than when you were in your other place.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, get your yoga on at Brassy Buddha on Quimby Street.
Thanks
See you next
for listening.
time.